now that we done got everything out the way, it is time to talk about our number one topic. If y'all are just joining, y'all came in at the right time because this is the topic that has been ablaze on these internet streets all week, and I've been waiting to talk about it over here on my channel. What is the number one topic, you ask? Who watched the interview? Who watched the interview? Somebody tell me who watched the interview. Get down in the comments. Let's talk. Y'all, I got notes. I got notes. Before I even give y'all my thoughts, I want to give a shout out to some of the people that I've been watching their commentary on the interview. First of all, shout out to Tasha K for getting this interview with Coleslaw, aka Arionne Curry, aka the Mistress, Sidechick, to Martell Hope from Love and Marriage Huntsville. Shout out to Tasha K for getting this interview. I think she did a great job. The production on it, first of all, if y'all don't know, the production on it was beautiful. They had multi-cams and everything. I tried to do my multi-cam setup for today's live stream. It didn't go great. Maybe next week we'll have it. Fingers crossed. Anyway, so shout out to Tasha K. Some more content creators over here on the YouTube that I want to give a shout out to before I get started, who gave wonderful commentary on this interview. We have Brandy Chanel. She is a smaller YouTube channel. I actually have recently shared her on my channel because when I gave birth, I was unable to come and give y'all my review for Love and Marriage Huntsville. But honey, I watched her review and she said what I was thinking. So I shared her on my community tab. You can search her name. It's BRANDI CHANELL, Brandy Chanel, or you can just check her out on my community tab because I already have her shared out. Shout out to Bondi Blue, of course, because she gave great commentary. Scotty by Nature. We're actually going to check. As a matter of fact, while I'm talking about Scotty by Nature, I was in his live after the interview, and Tasha K dropped it to his live, and I want y'all to watch Scotty's reaction because it gave me joy. It gave me joy to watch his reaction. It gave me joy.
You were still fucking with him. You were still fucking with him. So yeah, so you knew. Y'all, shout out to my mind is gone because Tasha K was in my chat. Like she was in my chat. My little ass chat.
First of all, Scotty has been on YouTube.
My chat. So shout out to
hold on.
To Tasha K.
Let me mute it. Scotty has been on YouTube for 10 years. He just reached 28,000 subs. So the joy on his face was just so great to me. Hold on. Let me see. There it is. I want y'all to see.
Let me get up and run real quick. Let me get up and run. Let me get up and run real quick. Let me get up and run.
He done took a victory lap, y'all. Go ahead, Scotty.
Let me get up and run. She was in my chat. Tasha K is in my goddamn chat. This is my day. This that made my goddamn day. Tasha K that made it in my chat. I did not know.
But yes, so shout out to Scotty by Nature because first of all, when he got up and ran around the screen, that thing had tickled me so. So shout out to Scotty by Nature. Shout out to Jamie, that's me. She had a great conversation about the interview afterward. As a matter of fact, let's check out Jamie's commentary. I actually went over on Jamie's channel and gave some of my thoughts on the interview. So let's watch that clip really quickly.
All right. I can hear you. I'm happy. So let's go. What are your thoughts, honey? What are your thoughts?
Oh, I have so many thoughts. I jumped in live right on time. Just finished. Okay. I took notes and everything. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was Arionne taking accountability for her actions in the affair. She did start the interview off saying, I take accountability. Now I'm coming in here, first of all, because I'm going to come in hot. First of all, I'm going to tell the chat, I have talked about Arionne on my channel. Thank you so much, Jamie, for letting me be on your channel.
Oh, of course.
And so I have a lot of thoughts because this is the first time that we have heard Arionne speak other than them roundabout circular ass lives she does on her IG. Tasha was getting to the questions. Tasha was digging in, and I'm not mad at it. So when she started, Arionne took accountability, which I appreciate. However, when Tasha was pushing for an apology, I saw her not wanting to give an apology. I was like, oh God, is Tasha finna call Melody? Lord, that's gonna be a mess. But I see it from, I'm not saying I see it from both sides. What I'm saying is I saw someone who, if you say that you take accountability, why is it also hard for you to apologize for your part in it? Does that make sense?
A lot of sense. Yep. Sure do.
So that to me was like, okay. And this is another thing. Tasha kept saying, oh, she's so credible. And don't get me wrong, she may be credible. I don't know. But if I am judging your credibility, that's two things for me that does not add up. That's all I'm saying. And I am glad to. I saw somebody in chat say that she did another live, and I'm sure, I'm pretty sure I've seen it, honey. I've watched all the lives. Okay, y'all don't know. I watched Martell on what was it, Heavenly, and that's when it first was spoken about abortions. This is just another point for me. This is something that I'm thinking about. It hurts my feelings to hear that these two women were so tied up by this man that they are pregnant at the same time.
Yes.
And making decisions about their body. And then these are personal decisions, and we are talking about it on YouTube so casually. And it's not even something that they brought out. These things were brought out by other people. You get what I'm saying?
I do.
So I can understand the hurt in that. And it
All right, so that was a little clip of me over there on Jamie That's Me's channel. I'm sorry, let me fix my camera. So first of all, shout out to Jamie for even allowing me to be on her channel and talk my junk, child. I had so many thoughts. I couldn't even talk about everything that I want to talk about because, honey, I didn't want to monopolize her chat. But we over here now, and so now I can give the rest of my thoughts, honey, especially after watching all of these videos over YouTube. The Jaded Nerd, Scared of Beautiful, Giving You the Real Tea, Ashley Miller. Shout out to all of these other YouTubers who have talked about it. I have listened. I have turned around and rewatched it because the very first time I watched the interview, I didn't actually watch the interview. I was cleaning my kitchen, so I had to turn around and watch it because I had to look at her. I had to look at her mannerisms because when I was watching everybody else's lives and they were talking about the 2-parent household thing, when she said 2-parent household and she said that her mom and her dad weren't together, because I was listening to it and wasn't watching it, I was like, oh, well, maybe she means that like it was her mom and her stepdad. Maybe it wasn't her mom and her biological dad, but it was like her mom and her stepdad. No, when I watched it and saw that she went 2-parent household. 2-parent household. What, ma'am? So, but y'all, that interview was a mess. That interview done sent the internet streets ablaze. Tasha K came out here and she understood the assignment. Y'all, there is a poll down in the chat right now because this whole conversation it got me to thinking. So the first thing I did was post on my Instagram, is there a difference between the side chick and the mistress? Because Tasha kept hollering about how there was how Arionne was not a mistress. She was not a side chick. She was a mistress, as if that is something different, better, or something. Like, I don't know. So y'all answer the question down below. Is there a difference between a side chick and a mistress? That's the first thing I want to know. But this thing had done got me to thinking. Because y'all know Sister Scissor say, How you want me when you say you got a girl? That's what Sister Scissor say. How you want me when you say you got a girl? Arionne sitting up there talking about he pursued me. Nobody pursues a married man. He pursued me. Listen up, Arionne, because I'm sure that song was speaking to you, baby. Honey, this side chick culture, we have seen it evolve. And I'm not even gonna say evolve. I'm gonna say we've seen it transform into a culture with rules and standards that determine your status, not only in wealth, but in importance. So, like, you have the main piece, the side piece, the mistress. But a piece is still not the whole. So why are we happy with having a piece? Why is a piece enough? Why would you want to be a piece? I'm confusion. I'm confusion. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we've seen this behavior. This behavior didn't start with Arionne. We've seen this behavior with Betty Wright, cleanup woman. And Betty Wright, not to be confused with Betty White. Speaking of Betty White, shout out to Betty White. But we've seen this culture for forever. But now there has become a hierarchy, I would say, when it comes to how it feels to be the side chick or the mistress. And for some reason, by Tasha saying that Arionne is the mistress, it's like giving her some type of validity, or is used to make her feel better for the situation that she put herself in. So I asked the question to my community. Okay, and I'm gonna read y'all some of the answers from my Instagram, because I wanted to know, because what my thought process is that there is no difference. Okay, originally my thought process was that there is no difference, honey. A side chick, a mistress, you're all the same. You're all you're all not the wife. I don't know, like, what is there some other importance? I don't know. So let me read y'all some of the explanations. I was trying to pull it up on the screen. Can I pull it up on the screen? I want to pull my comments up. Okay, here we go. So these are some comments from my Instagram. Again, make sure y'all are following me over there on Instagram. Link is in my bio. All right. So VW Huff says, I guess it's like saying baby daddy or father. Whatever the difference is, we are making them relevant. And one thing about it, I ain't trying to make them relevant, but I'm trying to get some understanding. I'm trying to get some understanding at how is it being called the mistress is better. Someone else said Thea's bunch. Thank you. One of my YouTube fam says, I think the side piece is someone they see every now and again, but the mistress is their so-called main away from wife or girlfriend, someone they see all the time, someone they talk to all the time. For me, it don't. She says, for me, why would you have a main? That's what makes no sense. Which I can understand. I agree with. I don't understand how you got a main. Shouldn't your main be your wife? Okay. I love Nikki J says, in my opinion, the terms are the same. I do feel that a mistress is someone the wife is aware of and tolerates. But bottom line, one does not sound better than the other. They mean the same thing. And so if we're going by that definition, then Arionne definitely was a mistress, because Melody was aware of her and had been aware of her for a few years. Let them tell it. So I wrote down what I thought, what from the different videos that I've been watching that was trying to explain it. I wrote down what the difference is from a side chick to the mistress from my understanding. So when you think of a side chick, you think of a single man, and by single I mean unmarried. A unmarried man, okay? He may have a girlfriend, he may have a long-term baby mama that he keep messing with, you know what I'm saying? But he is not legally bound to anyone. They are stereotypically young. They get tricked off, meaning, you know what I'm saying? What you finna give me? What you gonna give me? You know, let me get a little bag. Let me get a little shoe. Let me get a little trip. Okay? Let me get a little something. Also, the side chick is not exclusive to this man. Okay? The side chick, she out here, you know, she dipping it and doing it. She living her best life. She living her best life. She's not tied down to anyone in particular. And also the side chick may be unaware of, if let's say, if you were to consider, if there was a married man, if she was messing with a married man, she would be a side chick if she was unaware that the man is married, because they be out here lying. So to me, this is what constitutes a side chick. Insert toxic, because all of this is toxic. The whole conversation is toxic, but I'm breaking it down for y'all. I want to break it down from what I'm understanding. If y'all agree, let me know down in the comment section if y'all are agreeing with my assessment so far. Because this is, I've gathered notes, and this is what I've gathered. Now, a mistress deals with a married man, and she's a kept woman. See, a mistress is paid for her silence. Okay. It's not tricking off. See, there's a difference between tricking off and then being kept. Okay. Tricking off is a trip. Tricking off is a bag. Being kept is rent. It's mortgage. It's car notes. You know, it's you know, bills. Okay, that's being a kept woman. A mistress has rules. A mistress is supposed to have rules. What are the rules, you ask? First of all, the mistress. Oh Lord, I hit my camera. Y'all don't look at my dough. Don't look at my dough. The mistress knows not to talk to the wife. The mistress knows her place and chooses to stay in that place. I'll call you when I'm free. Isn't that what Arionne said? Martell told her, if I don't talk to you, then we won't talk. I'll call you when I'm free. You are on my beck and call. Okay. If my wife call, you play boo-boo the fool. You don't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? You don't interact. Well, honey, if those are the rules of the mistress, Arionne has failed. Okay, she is admitted to speaking to Melody, and she says out of her own admission, well, it could have been seen as disrespectful when I spoke to the wife. Well, I think, you know, sleeping with a husband is disrespectful enough. Excuse me. But at what point is the wife and the mistress like sister wives? That's just my question. Because when I think about, and I'm not saying that Arionne and Melody were sister wives, but the scenario looks kind of familiar, and it just kind of made me think. I mean, think about Peter, Amina, Tara, like, you know, it's giving real sister wives energy. I know about you, you know about me. I'm gonna get pregnant. Oh, I'm gonna get pregnant because I'm gonna have the last baby. Oh no, you thought you had the last baby. No, I'm gonna have the last baby. To me, that gives real sister wives energy. You know, I'm just saying, in my opinion, when both women choose to knowingly sleep with a cheating man without protection and get pregnant repeatedly, I feel like you've stepped into sister wife territory then. you done hopped over mistress territory. You done hopped over a wife, and you become a sister wife at that point. Y'all tell me what you think. And I don't want to speak on the outcomes of these various pregnancies, you know, specifically between Arionne and Melody, because honestly, I think that whole conversation about their pregnancies and oh, my camera done died on me again. that whole conversation about their pregnancies, and their personal decisions around abortion is very distasteful. And I dislike how they keep throwing that up to discredit Melody, or throwing it up to talk about Arionne. Mind you, Arionne did spill tea, because we did know that she was pregnant one time before this last baby, but we didn't know she had been pregnant by Martell 3 times. After 3 times of being pregnant by this man, like, you're doing it on purpose. At this point, you're doing it on purpose. But anyway, and then while we talking about these abortions and things like that, the person who brought it out was Martell, and just the fact that Martell brought it out, you feel me? Y'all see how I feel about it. But anyway, Tasha K did something in her interview that is telling of the mindset of many people out there. She kept referring to Arionne as the mistress. Not you don't let anybody call you a side chick. You definitely weren't a side chick. You were the mistress. As if that was better. And it ain't make no sense to me. So you got the wife, who is at the top of this hierarchy. And then you have the mistress. So she right up under the wife. But you don't want to be a side chick. And God forbid you be a one-night stand. Or maybe you just, like, I don't know, deal with a guy that ain't messing with nobody. I don't know. What's disheartening to me is that the fact that Tasha K called her a mistress over a side chick was seen as a compliment. Why are women getting validation from being a main piece when you still out here sharing your man? I don't know about y'all, but I'm greedy, okay? And if I had to share my man with the next woman, that's a problem. I don't want it. And those are problems I don't choose to have in my life. I'm just saying. Arionne did that whole interview, but at the end of the day, she made a choice to stay up and live in dysfunction, and ultimately in humiliation, because that's all that's come from this situation. She knowingly, willingly, and boldly took the mistress path. And I want people to understand that it's not worth it. And I mean, it ain't worth it to me. I mean, it might have been, maybe in her eyes, it was worth it at the time. She was taken care of. They talked about how she was a single mother and Martell took good care of her. But look at everything that has happened since then. Look at all the things that you have lost since then. You have lost your credibility. You have lost your opportunity to be a nurse. You have lost your opportunity to be trusted. Was that worth it, Arionne? That's just my question. I got a quick story time for y'all, because when this story came out, it made me think, because and I'm gonna say this one thing that is one thing that I have noticed when I was watching all of the different YouTubers that I shouted out earlier. Again, I enjoyed the live streams. I enjoyed the conversations. However, y'all know how I like to give you my howevers. However, I don't think that people were really acknowledging Arionne's mindset as a 20-something-year-old and how easy it is to fall into that type of trap. Okay. Story time. I was 21, fresh out of college, living in Atlanta, and got I was out at a Super Bowl party, met this guy. Me and my girlfriend met this guy. Me and the guy hit it off. So he turns around, we exchange numbers. He turns around, asks me on a date. Well, okay, I go on a date with him. Date's going great. Okay, I'm doing all of this, the typical date one questions. Where do you work? Where are you from? Do you have any children? I jokingly asked, you got a girlfriend? We done got through the whole day. I done ate my chicken Alfredo. I'm good. We paying, not we paying the check. I'm sorry. Let me be clear, because I don't pay no checks when I go on no dates. He pays the check. Well, we're ending the night. And he says to me, well, you didn't ask me all the first date questions. And so I said, well, I thought I asked you everything. Okay, I asked you about no. I didn't ask him if he had a girlfriend. I said, I asked you about your job. I asked you if you have kids. And then I jokingly said, this is when I jokingly said, well, I didn't ask you if you had a girlfriend. I said, I asked you if you have a girlfriend. And I joked. And he says, well, you didn't ask me if I had a wife. Y'all, the look that came out, I said, was I supposed to ask you if you had a wife? Was that a question I was supposed to ask? He was like, well, I do have a wife. I said, well, what you doing on a date with me? What kind of foolishness is this? I was so offended. I felt the way. And I was, and you know what aggravated me, what upset me the most, because we were having such a good, like, I had been in Atlanta for months, hadn't went on a good date, and we had a good date, and I'm just like, oh, this is nice, and mind you, he was older. If I was 21, maybe 22. I was 22. I was 22. He might have been about 30, 31. So same age difference as Miss Arionne, okay? And so, I'm like, oh, he was nice and all this stuff. And so my feelings was hurt. I'm like, dang, you out here married? Well, never mind. So he walked me to my car, and I had a whole attitude. I was like, well, all right, thank you. Thank you for dinner, whatever. And I left. Well, maybe a few weeks later, he invited me and my girlfriend out to this club. Because he was a part of a fraternity. He was a part of Omega, and I'm a Delta, so they were having some type of Omega party. And so he invited me to the party and was like, oh, we're gonna have a VIP section, da 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 da. So I'm like, okay. I called my homegirl. I say, oh, we invited to this party, let's go. So we go to the party. We have a good time. I thank him for inviting us to the party. I ain't danced with him or nothing, but we were in the section with him and stuff. So we leave the party. It's the end of the night. We in Atlanta, downtown, honey. My girlfriend, I rode with her. She ain't got a boot on her car. Child, sitting at the parking where she ain't got no business. So she done got a boot on her car. So he had walked us to the car. And because we were waiting on the people to come and take the boot off of her car, he sat out there and waited with us. And he was like I'm sitting on the car, and he's like standing in front of me in front of the car, and me and him are talking. And we didn't do anything inappropriate. We didn't say anything inappropriate, but he was close up on me. And end of the night, we say our goodbyes, get the boot, we go home. On the way home, my girlfriend says to me, she says, you was a little close to that married man. She says, you was a little close to that married man. I said, well, I didn't do anything with him. Like, I ain't trying to get with him or nothing. She was just like, I understand, but you was a little close to that married man. If you was his wife, you wouldn't have appreciated that. And when my girlfriend said that to me, I said, girl, you know what? You right. And at that point, I cut off all conversation with this man. Like, because I didn't even want it to seem, I didn't want the temptation of anything happening. Because me and him, we did have a nice little connection. I put that in quotations. Y'all can't see me. I put it in quotations. We had a nice connection. We had an attraction to each other, I'll say. And if you keep testing that, something will happen. So I don't give any sympathy to Arionne hollering about, well, I was 24 and, we had communicated for 9 months before I got intimate with him. Well, baby, I was 22 and realized that if I keep communicating with this married man, I'm going to get myself in trouble. So let me not. So your being young is not an excuse. Okay? It's not an excuse. Because before you got intimate with that man, you knew he was married. You knew he was married, which means you should have picked up your bag and hit the door. Okay? That's all. I say all of that to say I ain't got no, I ain't got. I say all of that to say that I could have been Arionne had I not made the conscious decision to cut off all ties with this man. And baby, if it's hard to cut off ties, you better learn how to block. Okay, you better learn how to build a wall full of blocks. Okay, cut them out, block them. But you want it to be in that. Y'all tell me, what are your thoughts? What is the difference between the hierarchical levels in this game? Do y'all agree with my assessment of how it's perceived? You got the wife on top, then the mistress, then the side chick, and then down there at the bottom it's just a random one night stand of the jump off. That's just a man that's gonna cheat, Apparently, Martell has had many just, jump offs and side pieces and all kinds of things. But you know what? Ain't nobody above the wife. And then right after the wife is the mistress. Y'all tell me y'all's thoughts on it. And let me check out the poll. And let's see, I'm gonna put it into the poll. This is your last chance to put in a vote. Is there a difference between the side chick and the mistress? I hope that after me giving you this kind of breakdown, that you can make an informed decision on this poll. I'm ending it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Ended the poll, and at the end of the poll it looks like 60% of you say that there is a difference between a side chick and a mistress. And I think that I gave y'all my thoughts on what the differences are. I don't want to be neither one of them. I'm one of them, not one of them. I don't want to be included in none of that personally. I think that I hope that those of you who are my beauties and my subscribers and followers aren't choosing to put yourselves in this type of situation, because baby, look at Mama Arionne, okay? She has not come out on top. Is it worth it? Let me work it. I don't think it's worth it, okay? I don't think it's worth it. You just wasted your 20s. You wasted your good years on this man, and then turned around and anyway. I'm not going to sit up here and drag Arionne like everybody else has done. I don't agree with her. Y'all can go on all the videos that I've given on the situations on Love and Marriage Huntsville if you want to get my dragging sessions about Arionne and Martell. I've done it time and time again on this channel. I just wanted to give a little different perspective on the conversation. I wanted to hear y'all's thoughts on it. I hope that I was interesting. I did not plan on being on live this long. I definitely missed talking to y'all. We will be back doing our Finally Be Fridays. Remember that the Patreons get first dibs at deciding what will make our top 10 countdown. If you want to be included in those type of decisions, all you have to do is click the link in my description box and join the Patreon so that you can vote on what will make it into our top 10 topics for Finally Be Friday Live. I had a good time. If you are watching on the replay, please make sure that you subscribe with the notification bell on. Woo! Y'all, I'm tired now. Thank y'all so much for joining me and watching me. And we're going to go ahead and close this thing out. I appreciate y'all. And remember to join the Patreon. Remember, shout out to my Patreon. Y'all are the real MVPs. I'm going to be trying to do some special things for y'all in this new year, because y'all have definitely been riding with me. If you would like to join my Patreon, it's very simple. All you have to do is go to www.patreon.com/bstokestyling and make your pledge. $5, $10, or $25. Currently, I'm trying to get to 20 Patreons, you guys. So make sure you help me reach my goal by clicking the link down in my description box and joining my Patreon. You do not want to miss out on the early access to my videos.